Turn 21. We will clear out this camp. Attack, attack. Also move our scout around. Found some horses, we'll harvest. We will move up our settler, and then we'll attack with this guy. This guy is zone locked, so can't cross here. So since this guy's melee, we're okay. We'll chop, start a pasture for some orders, and then chop, and we're moving towards the quarry here. Because I'm actually okay at iron right now, and I would like to get some stone. I think this will be 10 stone. Either way, I don't have orders to start a mine this turn, so this would have been an amazing quarry at 14, but I think I need the food at the moment. Maybe not, though. I might wipe it. I think it's worth it, though. At 14 food, that's a lot. Yeah, I can either start a quarry here next turn, or I could start this chop chop and then start the mine. Probably leaning mine because I want to get specialists up here. But I think actually should have time to do the quarry, honestly. Yeah, this is pretty good growth now as well. So everything else is okay. Should clear this next turn. Be able to upgrade some of our dudes. So we can remind ourselves. Upgrade, heal and upgrade. Units. 3. 24. We might want to pull some units into that forward city as well, since we're going to need to cut the Danes. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it for this turn. And then I think I actually want the quarry. Stone is so important. Early and Great Zig is still available, as is Ishtar. Ishtar is 300 iron, so yeah, we need more stone income. We also need more iron income. But yeah, this guy, I think we do the quarry, then both the iron with ample chopping as well. We should be able to, once we get these settlements down, especially this one, we'll start to get some nice order economy flow as well. All right, go ahead and send this one back. Turn 22. I have an event here, Final Remembrance. Get a free theology, but it's veneration, or we can get mourning. And we have against the sophist. We'll take humble here. Can move our. I guess we can kill the barbarian, and then move our settler in. Settle hunters on the tile we planned. Start a worker. Heal up that guy. Can actually upgrade that guy next turn as well. Move this slinger here, see what's over there. Looks like some deserts. We will also tutor, because we need to remember to do that. And then we will chop here with our remaining 3 orders. That ends our turn. Ready to heal units. Turn 23. Need to remember to do that. We tutored. Yep, so clear this site. There's one question here. We could start a worker, or we could just start a settler. I think it's better to start a worker. That will get the game up and running, and then we'll get the settler after that. We have a couple cities that can do settlers. Let's see. All these are pretty close, so 1, 2, 3 more. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more sites, so that might start. So, yeah, definitely want to expand. Egypt is somehow on 7 points right now, which seems like a pretty fast expansion there. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Interestingly, Assyria has already picked up legalism. Maybe they got it from an event, because like we just got veneration. We had an opportunity to take veneration, but I'd much rather have legalism for the base civics on monasteries. So, all right, I think that's it for this turn. Let's go ahead and send it back. Turn 23. Got a bunch of events here. We can choose politics studies. We're going to go scholar. We can choose welcoming a courtier, which we'll do. And then we have an event here to either persecute Manichaeism or not do so and piss off our husband, leader of Judaism, or end our state religion and gain charisma. We are going to try to win over Manichaean leaders. That does drop this family down to plus 200, under 200. So we'll lose 2 orders, but long term that will make mangunism much easier to deal with in our cities. Next, we will continue scouting here, harvest these elephants, reveal that, just try to see what our territory looks like. Move this forward, heal up, move this forward and upgrade. Move this over. I want to concentrate our forces a bit, probably attack in 2 years when the Danes spawn their last unit that we can recruit. Then pull this guy over, and we will have our 18-year-old heir, who's a scholar, marry off to the clerics, which will also help with reputation with them. And then we also will tutor with our new courtier, our 16-year-old daughter. So we'll get in a tutor for her as well. So we'll remind ourselves, recruit Danes in 2 turns. We're also going to have a settler spawn next turn. Worker, be ready to go. We also want to reveal this just to connect that city and this city as well. So yeah, that'll get these cities connected. This will found our statesman. We'll slowly move things over and upgrade. Series on 3 cities. We haven't met anyone else. Probably want to start another scout at some point as well. Let's see. Start another scout. And actually, you know where? This would be a good place for a scout, I think, because we're not going to pull a settler. If we build a settler here, it's going to have to walk all the way over here. That's just going to take forever. Much better to start another scout right there and have it go east, and we can get the food up and running, which will speed up the scout as well. Cool. I think that's it for this turn. Let's go ahead and send it back. Very quickly checking. Yep. Our husband is becoming ill. Babylon has started the Hanging Gardens. That's an interesting choice. Would have expected Great Zig personally, but I guess Hanging Gardens is relatively cheap food-wise, and the growth is early, and Babylon was in the lead for a while. See who the new Mankian head is of religion, but we are staying Jewish here. We are getting +2 discontent from not enough family seats, but we'll fix that next turn, hopefully, or the turn after when we found. Probably the turn after, because I don't want to force march, and I'd rather use my limited training on upgrading. Yeah, so, all right, let's go ahead and send this back. Turn 24. The family marriage offer for our daughter. We can do Zealot, but since she's a scholar, that's a bad idea. So we'll go for the commander. We have this event, the Persecutor Saul. The choice of making him a courtier and getting a hit from Christianity. Getting hit from Christianity and getting a free law and making him a courtier, or pissing him off and getting a boost to Christianity. Christianity is a foreign religion, and Orthodoxy is really powerful. I kind of was sad about having to take tolerance as the free law, so I'm very happy to switch that for free to Orthodoxy. It does cost money, but being able to rush things with orders is going to be very, very powerful. So let's go ahead and move our settler along here. We're going to settle on that site, as we talked about before. Start another settler. We will start this mine. I thought about moving to explore here. It would connect this city, but it won't clear this fog, so this city won't be connected. I'll clear it eventually, maybe with this scout, realistically. It's not really worth the worker move, because I'm going to have to move the worker all the way back as well. Start a worker, chop, chop. Sorry, move the worker, chop, chop, and start this net, so we can grab these 2 with a specialist after that scout. We'll upgrade our forces and heal our forces. And then with our last 2 orders, we'll move this over. And I guess reminders for next time are to, I guess in 7 years, scout clear River Delta. We'll do that in 7 years. No particular need to do that right now. And then we should marry as well. I think I made a note to remarry our leader to the clerics because our husband died, and we'll also want to marry our daughter to clerics in 5 years, next year rather. And our daughter and the clerics are not very happy right now, but yeah, hopefully we can get this up and running. We are upgrading. Assyria is on 4 cities now. We are on 4 as well. Got another settler here that will go here probably. Or might go here for more quarrying, or even up there, sort of settle the front and then settle the interior. I kind of like that idea as well. We started a scout here, as we planned last time. We got labor force in 2 years, and our daughter is a scholar. We'll see whether we get a orator out of the second kid, because that could also be very valuable, although her stats are pretty tragic at the moment. we will potentially recruit Danes next turn and clear that site as well. And yeah, I kind of like the idea of sending that settler in 2 years to the north, send settler to Dane site. That way we secure our front and we can settle the back. Yeah, so we'll settle this probably next turn. Yeah. All right. I think that's pretty much it for this. We've got tutoring going. We're marrying folks. We're getting this mine up and running. It'll help some of our gold issues. Don't have too many luxes around here. Labor force is on the way. We are missing those 2 orders from the clerics. Jealous. But we're finishing that influence soon, so that's good. And we could influence the new head of Judaism. That's part of the reason we've lost that. So maybe on turn 26, this new Jewish head. That's part of the reason why that's fallen off, because we don't have our husband as the head of Judaism anymore. All right, and the Christians are pissed off, which means we are at risk here in the city of getting some sort of discontent from Christianity, especially since they are angry. 23% chance of spreading. So, yeah, and our Judaism is in all 3 of our cities, so we're going to need to deal with that. But it's a foreign religion, so they're never going to love us, especially since we are at war already with them. So we will probably have to deal with that as well. Hopefully our religion will spread into Assyria and make problems for him or something. I don't know. Yeah. All right. I think that's it for this turn. We're going to go ahead and send this one back. Turn 25, just playing this straight up because undo redo broke on me. We're going to upgrade these forces. Probably going to move against the Danes soon. We will go found our city site here, the statesman, start a worker, heal this up. This worker can chop and start a mine. I think that's the right call. And then we have scout here, go all the way up here, and we see that this marauder is going to cost us 5 to upgrade, to grab, which I guess we can do. 5 legit. Sure, why not? It'll speed this up. We won't have to kill it. It's a free unit, essentially. Then for our heir, we can get some charisma on her, especially as a scholar. We can gain some discipline ourselves. Can have our Duchess go builder. She already has a husband. We need her to marry into clerics as well. And then we can continue persecuting the Christians, or we can stop. Gives us 6 legitimacy. And then we can upgrade to gain charisma. I think that pretty much ends our turn. We should be able to attack the Danes next turn with this force, which will eliminate that city site. And we should start getting a settler over there ASAP as well. So, and then we'll settle here. Probably clerics, I think-ish. I think so. This also feels clerics-y, as does this. Yeah, these 2 actually have desert. Maybe these 2 are clerics, and this is states. Because it gets us orders. So, I don't know. I'll decide next turn. But that's pretty much it. Glad we finally founded our family city. That helps. Our statesman site. That helps a lot. And we're going to want to get a quarry here with a specialist. Another quarry here with a specialist, which will then let us grab that. And here we'll want to get a hamlet and eventually a monastery, which will let us grab that. So, yeah, I think that's it. And these folks, we definitely need to connect our empire together. It's not very well connected at all right now. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. She's marrying. Okay there, labor force. We can definitely pick up freedom, but no particular rush. Hopefully we will not have to. I don't know if there's events for furious religions. We'll find out soon. I think the legitimacy was worth it, and I think buying this was also worth it. So let's go ahead and send this one back. Turn 26. We're going to go ahead and influence the head of Judaism. We'll also move this settler along and start another settler. She just got appointed head of Judaism, so that way we can convert the diplomat family over. Going to go to war with our friends Danes here and attack them. Heal up that unit. And let's do the events here. We picked a family marriage offer. I think I can do without breaking the stack. I'm going to go with the tactician. Just a little more wisdom, some discipline. We have an opportunity to adopt Christianity. We are not going to do that. We can continue the persecution of Christians or forget. I don't want to take a discipline hit, so we're going to continue. See whether that ends up well or not. We have a choice of ambitions, 3 specialists or 4 specialists. We don't really want that many specialists, so we're just going to get XP. And then we have a choice of research. We're going to get trapping because we need to get military drill for barracks up. Then we'll scout around, harvest, and our scouts basically mean harvest duty. We're going to move this one closer because we're probably going to settle here and upgrade. And then move this one closer as well so we can settle and upgrade. I think that's right. And then our last move was to heal, I think, this guy down here. Yeah. So I'm not sure about those 2 moves, honestly. Maybe it's better to keep concentrating our forces. Probably actually better to do that. Just in case we get some sort of combat up there. We'll reduce 1 move here and just do 1 like that. And we'll heal this up as our last move. Don't really need to move these. They can settle, and they're not very efficient at moving. So yeah, once we get this worker up, we will definitely start another settler here. And yeah, we should be in good shape for settlers. So this is, we're on how many cities? We're on 5 cities. This is city number 6. Go here. Then we have city 7, 8, and 9. So we need 3 more settlers. We've got 1, 2, and we will queue 3 here behind that. And that is it for our settler production. And this settler will be pretty fast once we get all those hunter resources up with that worker. So yeah. We married off. Everyone's married, so that's great. We have a granddaughter, Duchess Marcine, and Humble versus Proud, which is going to be annoying, but what can you do? And we're getting a lot of XP a year, although we're a long way from another XP point, and we already are Eloquent Delver, Compassionate. Getting workers up, getting another settler up. This one will likely go here. This one will likely go here, probably. And this one will go here. And this one is going here. And settler-wise, probably going to settle states up here. Really just need to make sure our family does not flip to Christian. So probably actually don't want to settle states there. We want to settle a family that already has a religion. So we can maybe settle states here. I don't know. I think I want to settle up there just to lock up the site since Assyria is right there. So, and settle-wise, it would be a really nice hunter spot with that camel here. Really nice growth as well with that. Definitely want the horses and the salt. And then it's really between the camel and this. I think we're going to settle here. Clerics, honestly. And it is a cleric dude, so that's pretty good. And then we won't have any statesman settlers. So we can use this hunter settler for states. Yeah, I definitely want to protect my statesmen. I feel like clerics are going to be easier to deal with, especially since this is already a freaking Christian site. So yeah, it's already spread there. That's annoying. So yeah, definitely need to go clerics because they are going to stay the right religion. Given that, then this should also be a cleric site for safety, and we'll just settle settlers here. Let's plan out or settle diplomats here, statesmen, whatever the name of the city is. So, I think I prefer down here for states on that tile, and then just to get as much mining as possible. And similarly here, I think we also settle states on this tile for the same reason, not mining, but quarrying. This gets us a lot of quarries, so all that is quarryable. Get our specialist here and you grab 2 more quarry tiles. Very good quarry site for statesmen, which should be good for civics production as well. And then our last one is up here. Definitely want to settle the north spot, I think, as clerics. We have enough civics to grab slavery and freedom. Don't really think we need to grab either right now. We'll just hold for now. Assyria is on 4 cities. We're on 5, going to 6. And we're 7, 5, and then 4 plus 10 years. So I don't know about that one. We'll see where it's going to be faster. Still think we probably will end up there, but there's no need to make that decision right now. And we're influencing her so that in 2 years we can convert states. So let's remember to do that. Convert states on turn 28. And then let's quickly check. Send settlers to Dane's site. Influence New Jewish head. We're doing that. Tutoring. Everyone's done tutor-wise. That's great. We should remember to tutor in 10 years. On turn 36. And yeah, so we can consider influencing our daughter as well in turn 28, as well as potentially the statesman head. Actually, that's probably going to be important. Influence states head on turn 28. Good old orator diplomat disagreements. So definitely need to convert them. All right. Yeah, heal and upgrade as well. Reminder to do that. 27. We'll have forces to the north there. Mojo is weaker, and we haven't met anyone else, and we'll get this scout out soon. Yeah, clerics will also give us second cleric city, which will immediately boost orders, so definitely going for clerics first there. Yeah, all right, let's go ahead and send this one back. Turn 27. In advance events, we are not going to pick a law right now. We have removing Christianity for some training, which is great, because we definitely do not want that religion that is minus 250 spreading in our cities. So that's actually really nice, because that would actually be a pain to deal with. Then we can get XP or a heal promotion on this hunter. So we will, actually on that warrior, but first we'll clear this site. That gives us an event for money or discipline. It was about 270 gold right away versus 1 more discipline, which would have worked out to like 13 or 14 years of discipline. I'd rather take the gold now, I think. Then we get some XP on our warrior, and then this last one is essentially we have a choice of endearing her or just getting charisma, and I'd rather take the charisma, and especially since I will likely influence her next turn and convert her next turn anyway. We'll move this settler up, chop, chop, and start a fisher, and then we've got a couple moves. We'll scout, pick up that camels. We'll probably go to the horses and assault and keep scouting the elephants, just basically harvesting everything we can, and we'll upgrade here. The remaining training, move this forward, get promo, and then our last order is healing this unit here. Definitely need more training. Next turn we will convert states and probably heal and influence states. We'll have her we're finishing the influence on the matriarch, and we will influence her, which will fix the upset. We could have gone to endeared, but like it would have only gone to 80, and like we should be fine. There's 8 years here until discontent, so they're not going to take over, especially since they only have 1 city right now. And I think we'll found probably clerics up there, I think. Potentially statesman. I don't know. I think we decided on clerics last time. Yeah, clerics in that spot, and then here. Yeah, that's it for orders. And yeah, we can remind ourselves to tutor our new heir, or our granddaughter, on turn 36. So Hanging Gardens has been finished by Babylon, and we cleared the Danes. We will settle there. Looks like next turn, and I think we settle on that tile. And I think we settle on this tile because we should get border collapse, which should get that. So we're actually going to settle here, if I'm correct in terms of how this works, because this, yeah, those borders are pretty close. That way we can get there and get some more vision what's going on there. Then we got a settler here in 4, settler here in 6, and presumably a settler will start there, and that will finish it. I chose to improve this largely because I do not want to fight this marauder, because I have nothing to fight it with at the moment. We will want to get those horses at some point somehow. We need to figure out exactly how to do that. Could do a hamlet here and then another hamlet or something, or minor that we improve. I don't know. Need to think that one through. Yeah, definitely want to get that scout up and running. Yeah, it's definitely nice that we do not have to deal with Christianity in our cities anymore. That event definitely seems a little overpowered, considering the only way you can otherwise remove Christianity is through building a disciple and purging it, which requires orthodoxy, which I guess we have, but like, good luck building a disciple. Right now we've got settlers to build, no time for disciples. All right, I think that's it for turn 27. We're gonna leave freedom there for now. There's no point picking up at the moment. Rather have the civics just in case we need them for something. And yeah, we can keep moving around and harvesting with our scout. Probably here and here, and then maybe head towards that. It's just free money. Might as well pick it up. And then probably we'll go investigate up here and see what's going on with Assyria. Meanwhile, vision-wise, we see Babylon with the Hanging Gardens up there, so they're north of Assyria. And then we've got our friends Egypt here. And then we have not seen Greece or Rome, but presumably there would be maybe here or here, something like that. I don't know. We've got a pretty nice chunk of territory here. And Assyria is learned compared to us, and we are weaker. So interesting that we're behind in tech. Let's see, his leader is a schemer, so I guess he has a governor there, so he's getting a lot more science from his governor than we are. We have negative science, so maybe that's causing the differential there. And we have all our troops pretty close together now, so if we wanted to, we could go attack Assyria. I don't think we want to, just because these troops are going to be very, very slow. And I'd rather just use my orders on settling, but maybe we'll see. 4 6 strength units and 2 4 strength units could be very dangerous. Take his capital out. We can definitely think about it, but no particular rush. And we'd rather get settlements up first. All right, sending some back. Turn 28. Just note we're on the new patch where orders are less popular for orators, and importantly, hunters no longer get the C bonus, so it's just down to normal nets, so we don't get super nets. Our food income is cut quite a bit. But you still do get camp resources, so that'll be very valuable here. But no longer do hunters get pearls, double, or anything like that. So sadness, but what can you do? You still get double from camps. So this might not have been a hunter site. Honestly, could have been something else. Oh well, nothing to do there. All right, we're going to move this settler along. And founding the city estates as clerics. First we're harvesting here, and then founding as clerics. And as we expected, we didn't quite get border expansion here, but we should be able to with pretty easily grab that tile. I don't think I'd rather gather borders this way. We see our friends in Assyria quarrying their hearts out as well. And this city does have Christianity in it, which is annoying. But because Persia is the seat and the cleric seat, and they have Judaism, I'm not worried about them swapping. You'll notice there's also a happiness mechanic now. It's just rebranded discontent. So, yeah. Okay, that tooltip is super confusing. Yeah. I think that means it's gaining discontent, but why isn't it just plus discontent instead of negative happiness? Not sure. Let's take a look at what this new mechanic looks like. Discontent. Yeah, that is super confusing. Anyway, so continuing with our turn, we will start a mine here, chop, chop. And then we will influence the statesmen because founding that city pissed them off from envy because they're the only family with not 2 cities. And then we will also convert their religion. Hopefully we won't get statesmen rebels. We'll heal this unit. Okay, we'll have to use this unit to deal with the statesmen rebels if we do get them. And then we'll move this this guy over here. I want to upgrade these guys first before these guys. And this guy can't be upgraded anymore anyway. So we will probably continue here, influence our heir, and then probably 2 turns from that, start rallying to get some more training so we can upgrade. This barbarian's just chilling here, very annoying here. These guys should be firmly Judaism. These guys I definitely do not want to found statesmen here, just at the risk of them converting, and that would be really bad considering we're minus 252 with Christianity. We have no way to remove that right now. We did remove it from here. So hopefully we will get some spread there the other way and not have Christianity come to us. That's pretty much it, I think. Let me just quickly check my notes. See if there's anything. We finished influencing the Jewish head last turn. We still haven't scouted this river delta, but that's pretty low priority because these mountains, I think, get in the way. And we'll connect to this city. We'd have to get the unit here and somehow see around the mountains, which won't happen for a while. Maybe that scout is actually going to scout the river delta. Scout. And then we could potentially see 1, 2 settlers more right now, right? And there's 1, 2, 3 more sites that we want, so we'll need to start a settler somewhere else. I could definitely see starting a scout here, for example. This one might be good as well. We could do another. Yeah, this I think we start the settler here. So probably consider scout Ekbatana and 31, because I want to punch through this fog and connect, so I get connection to these cities, and then just have another scout available to run around and find things. Yeah, this one is going to also move that way so that we can get a city founded here. Probably going to found here for states, because we need to fix that, and hopefully we will not get rebels. It's going to really suck if we did, especially since we pulled all these units all the way north. But we can upgrade this guy. Upgrade Cyrus, our unit, and it can fight from inside the city if need be, worst case. So, and this guy can come south also slowly, but we really don't want to walk across that terrain. All right, let's go ahead and send this back, and then we'll go harvest elephants with that scout. Scout next turn as well. So double check anything else we wanted to remind ourselves. We harvested, we got that salt, and I did a cute little trick that I didn't quite illustrate where I wanted to found on this tile, so I swapped the scout and the settler since they're both worker units class, so we can do that. And then, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and send this back. Turn 29, we've got a choice of tech, divination, drama, navigation, spoked wheel. I think I want to prioritize getting sovereignty earlier. I'm okay on techs. I'm okay on orders, rather, with Orator. My Orator is 46, so hopefully she can live long enough to make that work. I don't have another Orator at the moment. Navigation's pretty far away. I haven't met anyone else. Feel like I'm okay on orders though, and getting divination will let me start some shrines in the capital to get more civics production, and also start getting specialists up and running, and That'll let me put Princess Sura there as a governor eventually. And I can move my leader over to Cyrus at some point. So I think we're going to go with Div. Move-wise, we will move our worker down here, chop, and start a mine, because we need a little bit more iron, and that's the last unimproved resource that we have there. And we'll probably try to get some quarries up after that's done. Over here, we will scout with our scout and harvest some elephants to get some money. Here we'll upgrade this skirmisher, and we'll move this skirmisher toward that so we can start healing it up. And then we'll just reconfirm divination to indicate that that's the end of our replay turn. Looking at the tech tree, I mean, we could go drama to get an early poet. I don't really need the free settler because then I'm going to start a settler here, and that'll be my last settler because I got 1, 2, 3 sites left. And I have 1, 2 settlers in production. This one will be our third one. So I don't think I need the free settler from drama, and I don't really have the stone income right now to justify that. The other choice is to get navigation. I think I'd rather fill in this, especially since border boost will be very nice to get once I get all my cities settled. And aristocracy will also enable an ambassador, which should clear out all our problems with family opinion, and as well as giving us centralization, which is another great science law. I think I prefer that over navigation right now. Navigation will become a priority if for some reason we don't have an orator available. But right now I'm feeling really good on orders. I have no plans to go to war here. I don't see a reason to go attack Assyria, and like these things are going to be so slow. It's not worth the effort, realistically. I can heal this guy up, I guess, and maybe move him out of Assyria's sight range. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. I can take an order to heal. We could do cute things with swapping things here. We can move these very slow units around. It's not really worth it. Just gonna upgrade the ranged guys. I'm not gonna upgrade that guy actually. So we can actually just save that order and get 10 gold for it. I think it'll heal up by itself. We're not using it for anything. Everyone else is here. We'll definitely want to build roads, but we do not have anywhere near enough workers. We only have 3 workers right now. So I'm basically going to do some worker construction. There is a free worker card floating around here under administration. I don't think I'm going to get that. My science output is pretty slow. So yeah, I think I'm talking myself to divination. Let's think about where we're going to put our shrines. Got Mithra, Anahita. So we've got the ranged unit shrine. This is the net shrine. This is the order and farm shrine, and this is the lumber mill shrine and mine shrine. Honestly, this is a great place for the Attar shrine because you could get lumber mills all around it, and it'll improve that mine. So let's go there for that. We do have a farm here that we can improve. We could drop the R shrine, if I remember the name right. Here, the logic there is this improves your farm by 20%, so that'll get some extra growth, and it gives me half an order. So we'll probably start with that. That worker finishes there. It'll be very close with Div. And then we can get an acolyte there to get another specialist up and running. And that's another reason to go for Constitution. Then we've got our net shrine and Mithra. We'll probably want to put Mithra here. We don't have any horses in the city, which is a problem. Of course, that's okay. Do we actually have any cities with horses? This one. And this one. This is going to be potentially a great military site. So maybe we get... and then Mithra improves camps, right? Yeah, Mithra improves camps. So we could potentially... We don't have any camps here. We could do Mithra here. That'll improve those 2 camps. So we'll get paganism in more places. And I don't know that I have adjacent nets anywhere. It doesn't look like there's any nets that are adjacent. So we could just drop that one somewhere around here to expand borders or something like that. And get another specialist in our capital with an apprentice acolyte. We'll need to think about where, but like I think the net shrine, or alternatively, if we ever get this border, we could put the net shrine here. Really big of a deal. Yeah, Var will be there. That'll expand these borders. Not sure why it's floating a little bit higher than it should be. Yeah, and then maybe somewhere net shrine. Unclear exactly where. Don't want to touch this. I guess this is not a river, so you could put net shrine here, which I guess is called Anahita. It's called by its proper name, Anahita shrine. The more important one is here, and we definitely want to get that one started first. So consider building shrine Parsa in turn 32, and then shrine Parsa. We want to start the religion in cleric site 33 for extra civics, and then we will potentially swap her in as well. We could actually do that now, except for she's way too much gold, too much money. And Princess Suro gets this tiny bit of science. Or we get 25 civics here, so yeah, we're not swapping that in right now. I think only when we get this online and we can start pumping stuff here. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this turn. And let's go ahead and send it back with 7 orders in the bank. One more thing I forgot to mention, Fluffy just started the Apadana. That's a very early Apadana, a turn 29 Apadana, and it's a great wonder. There's no way we could contest it, we don't have enough stone. And I'm not entirely sure where Rome is that Apadana got started. I sent back the turn before I could see. I don't know whether that even still works as a thing. Anyway, see you in a turn.
Turn 30, so this is a post-turn report. So I have 4 cities, I've cleared a 5th site and I'm clearing a 6th one, which probably won't be quite clear next turn, unless I get a lucky crit, but I really want this site for my hunters. There are the 3 furs that I can see, maybe even a game later on the coast, there's coastline here, and or for good military production, so this will be a great hunter city. Of course I found it hunter before hunter got nerfed, so my nets are nowhere near as valuable. They're still good because my current leader is a pathfinder, so I'm getting good culture in Babylon also from this fur. But my leader, unfortunately, is severely healed, so I might lose her quite quickly, which is why, even if I have too many workers, I started another one, because it's a one-turn worker. Last turn, when I learned that she was severely healed, that's valuable. I'll be settling a Sage city here, because it's too late for traders anyway. That would have been double nets for traders, of course, but well, trader in multiplayer caravans are still a bit subpar, so that I might have done it if we had had the change. This city I'm not so sure. That would be gross trader, but there's still 1 luxury, so good culture and money. So I've got military drill quite some time ago from Ancient Rune, if I remember correctly, or from founding sages actually. When I founded Uruk, I got the military drill, so I quickly went to 2 barracks in Duatara, and I'll be making specialists there. I already have an officer. I have my 2 officers in Babylon, and I'll keep making specialists. I think I got the farmer from an event. And yeah, I'm trying to ramp up science, so I'm on plus 34, nothing to write home about, but considering I have no wisdom leader and no particular perks to go toward that, it's not so bad. And yeah, I'll be trying to settle these 2 cities. So I met Frederik, or more accurately, Frederik met me and contacted me in diplomacy. So nothing outset, but we agreed that this city site and this one will be mine. There's another Vandal site that I know about from discussing with him, which is around here, which I was willing to concede. I'd probably want to grab this coast as well. And yeah, that's where we are. So with these next 2 cities, we'll have 2 cities of each family, which is nowhere near great expansion, but that's okay. I'm just spotting Assyrian borders here, so Mojo is quite clear. Of course, everyone declared war on me. Well, everyone. Mojo and Greece, even if we discussed with Frederik from Greece, because they are both schemers. Well, Frederik is a schemer because I know, because he told me. And yes, I think I see entirely too much information here about his rating. So he's up in science. I don't know what he got. And yeah, Mojo 2. So that would be, well, clerics and a monastery, presumably. But Mojo declared war instantly, which usually means a schemer if you declare war without even contacting or something like that. So I assume everyone is going for either schemer or orator at the beginning of the game. Fluffy is doing the Apadana, which is frightening, of course. That's probably the strongest wonder in the game with pyramids. It comes online a bit later, but it really helps in the late game, while pyramid speeds up your early game. So that's a bit different there. In terms of strategy, so I'm going to navigation because I need the orders even more than anyone else, I suppose, because they all have schemers. So let's say a tribe and a neighbor, and it's already 4 orders. So I'll have to check what I can get. As noted, I'm going for navigation, so I'll have serfdom in a few turns because I won't have the civics to adopt it immediately. In terms of tech tree, so I will need upgraded unit as quickly as possible. I might go to steel, I might go to phalanx, and I might go to composite bow. So composite bow is the most expensive of all, which is a bit problematic. But ranges would be very good to ramp up my military production as early as possible. So that would be mostly for ranches that I would go to combos. Another path is which is something I've been thinking about, but I've not been experimenting with it, so I'm not too sure, is to invest in going phalanx, citizenship, scholarship, and try to get my science this way. So I haven't tried to go for libraries, especially not early, and invest in that way of doing things for a very long time. But phalanx is kind of good to have, especially if you don't plan to go for infantry square. If you want to go for infantry square, the beeline is very good. Well, it's not as good as it should be, probably, but it's still quite good, and you can upgrade warriors directly to pikes. So that's cool. But citizenship for civics and scholarship for science is a more traditional, let's say, or well, more, let's say, first degree, naive approach to science, but which might work. And then you can get your laws for Acadian archers from simpler science. So that will be 1 law. I can already adopt freedoms, that's 2. And then aristocracy and rhetoric would easily provide 2 more. If I want to go for Acadian and Cimmerian archers, of course I want forestry as quick as possible, and I don't know when I'll be able to go for it. So yeah, I'm not sure. I might, depending if I get drama, which is still valuable, the free settler and all that, to portcullis. And from portcullis, there's 2 ways. Either I go to cartography and steel research. I'll probably be behind very quickly since I don't have clerics, so steel research is pretty much a guarantee. Or I could go and push toward architecture and follow another strategy there, which is to go for philosophy and doctors for my science. So I kind of want to go science this game, like take the risk of going science for a longer time. It might work, I'm not sure. It depends how early Mojo attacks me. Mojo likes his early aggression very much. Usually it's a lose-lose situation because whatever you invest into early fighting, you don't invest in getting quicker, better, faster, stronger. So but from my experience, he likes that, so I'll have to be wary and at least posture a few units. I can only guess to defend there. So everyone registers as stronger. Persia as much stronger. So I can only guess that Alcaras is going orator cleric and probably burning legitimacy for units. So we'll have to see about that. And my room for expansion is limited. So these 6 cities are pretty much guaranteed. This one would be a 7th. If I can find a site on the northern coast, that would be an 8th. And I don't know where Assyria extends. I can only hope that given that their cleric seat is here, that they are between in this region and not too extended north, and I could potentially find additional sites up there, but I don't know for now. Would really like to keep on the good side of Frederik. We'll see. It would be a bit strange to ally with him as I allied with him in my last game, but on the other hand, I mean, he's right there. I'm usually peaceful, especially early in the game. Frederik is a very strong player, obviously. We are both on the tough sides of things, because we were at the end of the picks. I don't think I'll be nearly as threatening as anyone else, because I went builder, which is a bit of a gambit in itself. So yeah, I think that would make sense. But on the other hand, it's a bit too much of a repeat of last game. But I mean, trying to have good relations with at least one of your neighbors is good, and the only one who contacted me is Frederik, so that could make sense. And yeah, so that's where we stand. I will plan on continuing my expansion and start working on my science, maybe through my beeline. We'll see what I get offered. I'm no scholar, so I cannot reroll. I have good growth while this leader is alive, because she's affable and a pathfinder, and I got the hanging garden as well. So Babylon is producing excellent growth from early in the game. Settlers in 4 turns if I need them. So yeah, we'll see about that. Maybe I'll even pile up one more worker or something like that. I have pitiful stone production. I can work on it in Uruk, but it will take a little bit of time still. I have a modicum of mountains here. These ones are still very far away, and I would need to explore. Of course, I have pitiful exploration. My scout has been stuck because I barely have the orders to move whatever units I have. So we'll see how that goes. And that's it for turn 30. See you guys.
Hello, and welcome back to the lands of Egypt. The shrewd amongst you will already know that something is amiss. I forgot to turn on my microphone when I recorded the situation report, so this is from some time later. Nevertheless, I hope that I will be able to give you some insight into what I was thinking at the time without spoiling what is to come. Looking back on the mistakes made is unpleasant, but there we go. I also sound terrible because I feel terrible. I'm getting over a pretty nasty illness. Anyway, we've got a new leader. He is an orator, just in time to be nerfed. Gotta love that. So he's not nearly as good as he would have been on the previous patch. The new patch came out, I think, only a few days before this turn. Maybe even only one turn before this one. But a good change. Orators were too powerful, although annoying for me in this case. I'm feeling very starved for civics in this game. I'm not able to pass the laws I want to. I'm not able to reform the religion. I have the tech for those laws, but I just don't have the civics. Persia has settled a city, the one on Lake Verbanus? Lake Verbanus. Anyway, so we kind of knew he was going to do that. It's very close to his capital. But annoyingly, Assyria has also cleared the city immediately to the north. It's kind of a weird site for him to choose. It's very far away from his capital, and it looks like there's quite a bit of space to the north and west to settle. So I'm a little annoyed by this, although he could be constrained in other ways. We shall see how that plays out. I then spend some time looking around the map. We know where Rome is. We declared on him back when we were a schemer to get the orders. And we must presume that Greece is to the north of him. There seems to be some paths through that mountain range, although those could also be water. Laws. I've got 2 laws enacted. Serfdom, which I was rushing for the 5 orders, and calligraphy. Calligraphy is a bit of a weird one. It's not doing anything of value for me. I got it in an event. It's mostly just sapping civics, but it is a law, and I don't have to pay 200 civics to enact it. So hopefully it'll mean I can get to 4 and 7 laws faster. But certainly a weird one. I'm not really sure about that choice. It may have been better just to tell the clerics that it wasn't worth it. I'm hoping to pass monotheism next. For those extra laws. Extra orders. At the time, I was very focused on orders. I had recently played some games where they were critical, early orders. But in this one, I've really struggled in the turns following this one to use all of my orders. So I think that early focus was probably misguided. I also spent some time talking about the patch. As you can see, I spent quite a bit of time talking about the difference in the money for landowner cities. I think overall it is a good change, but it is certainly a nerf. It takes a long time for 5 gold per farm to catch a faster early farm. The change to hunters is very good. They were omnipresent, shall we say. Although it looks like Alcaras has gotten the worst of it in his hunter seat, as it seems to be on the coast. So he's probably not getting the bonus there that he wished. The change is good for traders, though. It makes them a much more interesting and viable family. And might even bring Carthage into the realm of playability. The tech tree has not been kind to me. I went for navigation early, which I have gotten, but in order to get there, I had to pass trapping fairly late, which is making it very hard to get to mill drill. I've had to tech drama and now polis, which are not really techs you want in the early game. And it wasn't like there was a cheaper alternative tech, like divination or administration, that I could have taken to re-roll. These are kind of expensive re-roll techs. And are really slowing down getting to mill drill. In retrospect, and with the benefit of hindsight, navigation didn't matter that much this game. I struggled to use the orders, and barracks would have been more beneficial. And then spend some time looking at the other players and trying to figure out where they're at and what they're doing. I'm not going to try to recreate that. The viewer has already seen what the other players are doing. I should note that forgetting to turn on the microphone occurs again on turns 50 and 60, so you will hear from Sick Me again soon.
Turn 30. Truce proposal from Egypt. We'll accept. We'll go here, and I want to start a settler here, so I want to get these food resources up. A bunch of orders, we're going to just chop and then start that up. Next, start that settler. Then here, I'm going to take this worker and start a mine here, just chopping again for additional wood while we have extra orders. We'll scout to reveal this, which then lets this city get extra growth, thanks to being connected. And then we will marry into the statesman. And then our last move will be to move this unit into borders so that we can heal it up and eventually upgrade it, because this skirmisher is quite valuable. And this one we'll upgrade as well when we have some tempo. right now we don't. So we've got our last 3 settlers in production now. They'll go for here, here, and here. Wonder-wise, we could consider getting Ishtar or something like that. Plenty of time for that, potentially. And we're getting divination at the moment, and we may influence our heir in a turn. That's pretty much it for this turn. Glad we got this river delta here, and then we just need to probably move a scout here, but we'll maybe start one from here, I think. Realistically, I think we probably want to start one there. Just to get this vision, I don't know. I feel like we kind of need to get that scout started there. We'll need to get racks up here as well as quickly as we can. So I think that's the right spot for that, though. And trying to get some science up here as well. So Egypt looks like borders there, and that's Assyria. So yeah, looks like we've got our sort of corner of the world here. Egypt is on 5 cities. We are on 6. Egypt is also running an orator. Prosperous Humble, 22-year-old, who looks like just inherited at some point here. The 21-year-old heir, I guess that's his brother. We converted the statesman leader to Judaism, so hopefully the family will swap soon. We're okay religion-wise or opinion-wise with them. And maybe next year we'll influence our daughter. We'll get this scout, move up, probably harvest these horses and poke around in Assyria and Egypt, see what the deal is there. And this scout probably needs to go somewhere. Maybe the scout comes south. Oh, that feels like a lot. But maybe we have the south scout. East scout goes south and break mountain fog. Maybe. I don't know. Seems like it would be good. We'll think about what to do with that city. Would really like to get something up and running in that city, potentially another worker even. Yeah, and we will get, these will be 2 statesman sites, and that'll be our last cleric site. All right, let's go ahead and send this one back, and we're going to do a sit rep now as well. We're back with the turn 30 sit rep here. Let's start with what's new since turn 20. The pyramids were finished by Egypt. We founded Ortospana, which is this city here. The Hanging Gardens were started by Babylon. We founded Cyrus-Chate here. I'm mispronouncing that, apologies. We discovered labor force, our granddaughter was born. The Hanging Gardens were completed by Nolegs in 4 years, which implies he is a builder leader, because there's no way to do that otherwise. So I guess he did a builder opening. And Fluffy started the Apadana. We founded Hatra here. And then we discovered trapping and just met Egypt and made truce with Egypt. Alright, our future plans are to settle our remaining city sites that we have available to us, upgrade our troops, and then figure out what we're doing. Definitely want to get some science started, but really just need to get things up and running. We do not have an orator in the line of succession. Hopefully one of these 2 will become an orator, but we'll see. Don't have any ambitions yet. Succession is secure. Tech-wise, we are currently getting divination. Sovereignty is a definite priority right now. Our goal is to get to 7 laws as quickly as possible, which is really sovereignty, navigation, citizenship. That's very quick. So drama, potentially nice. Forestry, don't really need it. Stone is pretty expensive. We definitely need more stone. So, yeah. Law-wise, just monotheism that Orthodox we got for free, and slavery and freedom are available. So you can go to 4 laws pretty soon. Wonders, Ziggurat, Ishtar are the interesting ones. Lighthouse potentially as well. Though we don't have that many lighthouse resources, just 3 or 4, 5 nets or so. And now that hunters don't get the net bonus, that's probably less interesting. I definitely want to get the city online as well. So yeah, probably realistically Ishtar, potentially Zig is probably the best one that's not left on the table. We don't have 600 right now for Zig. Let's see how much it would cost to buy all that. Zig would cost 1,700 gold. So we could consider it in 3 years. It's doable in a city like this, so maybe consider Zig in 2 or 3 years. That's probably worth considering to see whether we buy. Great Zig, especially since we got a lot of We could sell that. I don't think we have quite enough. That's probably like 400-ish gold. This is another 400-ish gold, so that puts us around 900. And this is another 400-ish gold, so 1,300. And Zig was what to buy? 1,700. Maybe we probably need some more quarries up and running. But we will see. Definitely been harvesting with our scouts. I'm glad we finally connected this, so this city's connected, so we can get a little bit of growth. Hopefully this guy turns around, because I really don't want to fight him. We should scout our opponent lands as well. We'll see here. Cities by training, literally no progress there. We have no, just Persia has 12 coming from that mine, and Ectobana also has 12 coming from its mine. So that's cool. Source of science, only 23 science right now. We really should get a monastery out in Persia as quickly as we can. Might be wanting to do a monastery here as well, realistically. But for sure in Persia. So T33 monk, yeah, we probably want to get disciples Persia, realistically. And then, yeah, we have 2 founding religions, so we could actually get a Mankian disciple here as well. I don't think it's worth investing that much. We definitely want to pump up city science, though. So science, not so great right now. We definitely do not have those early monasteries, which is we're falling behind. I think that's why Assyria is learning to us. Egypt is still competent. Everyone's weaker than us. We bought a lot of mercenaries, 28 legitimacy, probably slightly too many. Might not have needed to buy that last guy, but we will see. Definitely gives us a little buffer on the upper over screen. Family opinion, everyone is pretty happy. That's Jewish. Hopefully the statesmen will convert soon. They should. So yeah. Sats and graphs, 7 pops, just 1 specialist, a farmer that we got early to smooth out our food output. Killed 8 units, cleared 6 camps, discovered 8 techs, and 15 improvements. No urban improvements apart from that starting garrison. 3 farms, 3 mines, 3 quarries, 2 pastures, 3 nets. Family opinion graph. We didn't get any statesman rebels, which is good, so we definitely want to get the statesman up, but that should happen when they convert. Resource prices, stone, very, very expensive at the moment. Probably someone bought stone. Or that Apadana, I presume Rome bought stone, and we will probably be buying stone as well. We'll see. I think it's worth stabilizing the economy first. I'm not sure Great Zig is actually worth the investment right now. Millspore. Wood. We don't have any stone production, very low. Iron production is still low. Food, I think we're good for now. Definitely need to balance out our economy. Orders, 24 or so. If we do get an oratory in one of these 2, I will definitely designate heir, because I think it's better than scholar. She should just be the governor here at some point, but I don't actually need her as the ruler right now. Orator is just still, in my opinion, too good. Science, happiness, right, I guess it's now happiness, not discontent. Culture, training, civics, and growth. That's pretty much it for that. Cognomen, Egypt's ruler is King Harappas the New. He has a prosperous, humble orator versus our eloquent delver, compassionate, superstitious, proud, exotic orator. Looks like that's his 2nd ruler. And then we've got Queen Tashmetu the Intrepid. Intrepid is plus 50 from contacting 5 tribes apparently on this map, and revealing a bunch of tiles, whereas our ruler has founded 6 cities. We are leading in the city count. And the laws count, let's take a look at here. Serfdom calligraphy for Egypt, that's interesting. I presume calligraphy was from an event, and Assyria just has... Assyria just has monotheism. I'm so glad that law tooltip now appears to be functioning. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Family tree-wise, nothing much to see here. We've got our starting queens, Princess Sura, and then the 2 sisters, Builder and Tactician here. And then Barsine and Duke Hormuz, 2nd generation. So, and Baran, so we've got a pretty good family tree here. Younger generation, not really tutorable yet. Barsine will be the first. Hopefully we can get her to pull an orator. That would be awesome. All right, I think that's it for this sit rep. Not much more to show. Hopefully by the next time you see this, we should have found everything. This setup would definitely speed up. and we'll be straight on the way to the middle game, definitely boosting up our economy with no desire to go early war right now. Just really want to stand on our 9 cities, use this great land that we got, and go to town. All right, ending it here. Here's the turn 30 situation report for Mojo as Assyria. He still has good orders. Greece has declared war for another 2 orders from him. He managed to adopt a patron heir. He's hoping for an orator. The heir is 16 years old right now. He's expanding pretty quickly. He's focusing on settlers before military. It's up to 4 cities with 3 more settlers on the way. He picked up the monotheism law. Isn't sure if that's the right decision because he already has more than enough orders, and it gets you some more orders. He had the choice here of going militarily from a tech tree perspective, steel to archer to pikeman, or barding. He decided to go after barding. This means he won't get ranges for now, but he doesn't really have workers in the next 10 to 15 turns to build them. Assur, as this champion seat, is focusing on military, getting a barracks up there, and a garrison in his second champion city. His next plans are to get aristocracy so he can pick up the centralization law for some more tech, build chariots with his commander flanking leader, with commander flanking generals, and try to get a Numidian site adjacent to Babylon to prevent Babylon from expanding. He's worried about Babylon's expansion in the north and wants to deny a tribal site. Here are the stats. Notice 3 workers, 2 specialists, and no military units produced yet. He's at 605 mil score. And presumably from getting some tribal events. And family opinion, still pretty good. Civics production at 57, training at 83, culture at 38, science at 42, money at 83, orders at 32, iron 13, stone 14, so he's got that economy up and running. You can see his leader here and a view of Assur, as well as his science rate, still primarily driven by his capital and his cleric's seat. Christianity, very, very happy, and he's got legalism to help it spread even more. Persia is now showing as naive to him, and stronger, so no longer much stronger, and he seems to be outpacing Persia from a tech perspective. Close-up view of the capital. Close-up view of his northern city, Resen, with another settler on the way. You can see the Numidian site there in the corner that he's worried about denying to Babylon. More settlers, and he's going to probably send that one to that city site there. And you can see the Persian borders to the south, and the city in the mountains here. And the city site to the west with some vandal camps nearby as well. And you can see he's at war with a bunch of people to get a lot of orders. And this is his heir, that's 16, that hopefully will turn into an orator for him. And to close out, here's the mini-map, what you can see. Spreading out pretty broadly across the map right now, with Persia as his neighbor to the south and Babylon as his neighbor to the north, and vision of Egypt in the southwest. That's it for the turn 30 situation report from Mojo.
Hello, Fluffy Bunny here for a turn 30 check-in in our FFA game. So this is the state of the empire. We've got 4 cities up, 1 more than last time. They are all connected, which completed the 3 connected cities ambition that we had last time due to the road we built down here, plus a little bit of river, plus the sea. And we've also completed our ambition to control 5 military units. So we've got 2 done, which is pretty good. Looking at the map, not too much has changed here. The one important thing to note is that we can now see Babylon because they've built the Hanging Gardens. So that's on the map here. Wonder-wise, pyramids in Egypt, Hanging Gardens in Babylon, and we are building the Epidana. So that was one of the plans we had last time. We've just started that and we've stacked some workers on it. So that is coming out in 3 turns, which is great. Plan-wise, we wanted to do the Epidana. I've also decided that I am going to come and try and take out Egypt. So their capital, Waset, is a short boat ride away. So we get going for navigation. We're going to anchor, pile on a bunch of units and try and kneecap them. I suspect their will to fight might fade quite rapidly if we can take out their capital before they can do anything about it. Hopefully, they're thinking this is fairly safe and aren't defending it. That would be ideal. I know these people are connected by land because Persia and Egypt have met. So I'm assuming they're connected by land. It's possible they've got exploration out, but I suspect this is all land here because this is a donut map, so it should just be sea in the middle. I don't know if this sea expands further over this way. It may or it may not. But anyway, yeah. So that's the plan. We're going to try and mount an expeditionary force, take out Egypt, grab those pyramids. That will put us in a much better position. Taking a look at the various things here, we've got a couple of children. Our tactics student, we're going to try and make him a nice general. We've just picked up Highlander this turn on him. So yeah, if we can get a hero on him, that will really help our excursion. Law-wise, we picked up slavery. We've got the mine and quarry output, which is quite nice. Timeline, what has happened in the last 10 turns? We discovered labour force. Egypt did the pyramids. We got and completed our 3 connected cities ambition very quickly. Babylon did the hanging gardens in 4 turns. They've got to build a leader. We discovered husbandry. So we started the Apadana. And we completed the 5 military units ambition. Tech-wise, we've got picked up labour force and husbandry. We're working on navigation. Once we get navigation, I'd really like to get spoked wheel, get some chariots out. That will very much help with our invasion. We still want to get divination as well because we still don't have any religion, which would be nice to get. Yeah, just looked at that. City-wise, we've got our 4 cities. Rome, obviously, is absolutely amazing at training. It's got 28.2. It's going to get another 1.25 from a miner when that finishes building. So we're very nearly at the limit for 2 turning units, and we can mostly do that anyway due to overflow. So that's pretty good. Otherwise, not too much to write home about on the city front. We've got our statesman seats reasonably good at civics. Records, not too much interesting here. 2 specialists, 7 workers, 27 improvements. I think that's pretty good. Our builder leader has definitely ensured that we can do a lot of improvements. Growth, civics, training is just really going up by new cities. Yeah, science is flatlined for the last few turns. We'll get a few more from specialists. That'd be good. Orders were sitting at 17 a turn, which is not too bad. Yeah, economies not too interesting. We've got hardly explored any territory because we're still stuck, but hopefully that will change once we get to boats. Stone is spiking mainly because I bought loads when I started building the Abdana. And also other people, I'm sure, are buying stone for wonders and buildings. VPs were on 5. Family opinions going all right. Claudius just below 100. Julius should be up at 200 in the next couple of turns because we've got an influence mission going on their head. So yeah, we've got 5 points. Egypt's in the lead with 9. We can see 2 developing cities in the pyramids, which counts for 6. They've probably got another 2 cities, one of which is developing. They might have 3 weak cities. So that will be ripe for the taking, hopefully. So that is the plan. What else can I tell you? I think that's probably about it for the moment. So we'll see you again in 10 turns.
And situation report from turn 30 from the latest free-for-all. We are looking at, over the last 10 turns, we discovered aristocracy, husbandry, and labor force. Currently working on spoked wheel. Was working on polis, but switched over to spoked wheel due to our here situation, desperately wanting to have a chancellor for security. Also being able to build chariots is not the worst, but of course it's a longer reroll. Still here we have some wonders finishing up. Egypt finished the pyramids. Babylon started and finished the hanging gardens due to having a builder. Rome started the Apadana and also has a builder due to the build time already being down to 3 turns after only 2 turns of building. Met some tribes and other people and declared war for orders because of our schema. So speaking of here situations, this guy is pretty bad. Would be decent for fighting. Swift was great pickup, Tracker and Tough not so much. Also picked up Spoiled. So looking to get her on the throne or even have our current leader live long enough to get the grandkids to inherit with the grandkids directly. She's adopted, looking to adopt maybe more, although that would prevent us from using Ultimogeniture to get her on the throne. She picked up Eloquent this turn, which makes her a pretty good candidate for a future leader, depending what she's picking up. Scholars, of course, mean though they hate each other, which is the main reason for getting a Chancellor. We hit a wall or pit or whatever you want to call the sea down here. In our southern expansion, no idea where Rome is yet, but this means we need to go right now. I've been in talks with our neighbor Babylon, nolegskitten, over these 2 cities, and we kind of agreed to hold off on these until we know where Rome is, but with me not being able to just expand south, I will be moving on this and reaching out to him again. I did consider going research-wise for early battle line to attack him and fight in these forests, especially since our back is free, since no one else can attack us in the back. Problem is, his current leader is severely ill, probably dying soon. Good early leader with these traits, Pathfinder and Affable for lots and lots of growth and some money. But his one heir is a commander, and attacking into a commander is a pretty bad idea. Did it twice, always regretted it. One of those instances is on Fluffy's YouTube channel, if you want to check that out. So looking briefly over the other leaders, we can see Mojo's Queen here, Pathfinder Romantic Schema. We know Fluffy is a builder, although we have no information on him currently. We can see the Persian Queen here, which is pretty scary with eloquent and lots of charisma. Superstitious and proud though, so tanking his science a bit. Still alive and kicking, although mourning. We see the Egyptian king, which is a fresh orator. He had a schemer before, humble, prosperous, so making some money. He, having clerics, should have most of his family is friendly. So yeah, from Rome we only know builder. Switched up some family plans down here, mainly because I need mines on hills and I wanted an artisan with the ability to build some mines. So these 2 cities will be focusing on resources for the most part. And we're building these cities up for training, and probably this city as well, since this is where we will have sages have judges. So if we have money to spare, which we currently don't, we can build up the city as well in terms of officers. Tech-wise, I already mentioned the switch here. Since we can't break out against Egypt, we are going into tech mode, which means going for scholarship. Of course, we also want to build, pick up polis and military drill in the meantime. Usually I like to go 7 laws before scholarship, but I think in this case our unique unit is not specifically good against Babylon, And we can, like, if we get this city, we can fortify in these forests, and he will have a bad time attacking into us. So that we should be kind of fine, I think. Yeah, not really got delayed on our specialist production in the capital, which is unfortunate. That's kind of the main thing we are running here. Mostly getting our tech in here from centralization. And now still 3 turns away. So yeah, so of course mean we do have some settlers. We do have quite a few cities, since we did build settlers for a long time in here. So at least we have that going for us. We are looking to expand borders down here to build our wisdom shrine, probably here, to build courthouses from both cities. And that's it mostly for long-term plans. We didn't look at statistics yet in terms of laws. We have centralization. We are waiting for serfdom. We don't have much in terms of civics. Signing a builder here. It's intolerant though, which is unfortunate for officer production. But getting our barracks and some mines and these hamlets down faster is pretty important. So this is a good assignment. Also kind of looking at maybe adopting another kit, probably her, but it's another 100 civics and 4 legitimacy that we're paying. So as she's turning out pretty decent right about now, we might not do that, but it's under consideration. Then, yeah, in terms of cities, going by points, I don't know the exact formula, but I did look at some huge donut maps. We probably have about 8 to 8.5 cities per player on this map. So this would be our 7 cities, and if we can negotiate or grab this, we'll be on 8, which is 8 is decent. So I'm not sure if there's some cities hiding somewhere here, like there's certainly none here, since we would be seeing some units running around. I'm not sure how this is holding up in terms, we don't know how much land or water is in here. Maybe there's some kind of isolated city here that we can later get with a ship, but yes, we can't build ships in here directly. We have no idea if there's a connection here. Used our sun with Swift and Tracker to like scout down here, but it's not. There's no getting through here without ships, and we aren't getting exploration anytime soon, so that doesn't help us either. So yeah, of course, alcaras is the only one running the Cleric Orator opening, but there's a chance he's fairly constrained in terms of space, so he will not be able to expand that much. I'm kind of redirecting my scout towards the north to like find out if Rome is kind of in this area. Yeah. Not the best situation I want to be in, especially with capital being so isolated. It means all the cities are far away and we're having lots of maintenance. it did finally get some connections since we cleared the fog this turn. Of course, only does extend so much. In terms of wonders, we may be looking at picking up the lighthouse, especially if we do manage to grab the city. The change to the, since we're now having the reduced Hamlet upgrade time, is also great. Resource prices will, with the number of players, resource prices tend to go down as lots of people will be selling stuff, so having some money income will be pretty good. In terms of stats, we are kind of holding together. Resource prices, someone has been selling stone, then the Hanging Gardens and the Apadana got bought out. It's quite a bit of stone, so the stone prices are rising up. I've been building units, no wood yet. This is our granaries, draining resources, just a bit of stone right now, iron, one ore mine, and then building warriors. Food going up as we're bringing resources online. Invested some heavily into some farms early, and now bringing up those net resources. We're probably overproducing food by this point. Orders going up as we're declaring war. Money going down as we're founding new cities from all the maintenance. Science getting up a bit from the new cities, but not as much as we want. We need those specialists in the capital. And this is just generally founding new cities. In terms of stats, the kind of important part, we only have our one farmer. So there is improvements controlled, excuse me. This is kind of the most important statistics. We got our 2 shrines down, an extra garrison, extra early garrison in the champion seat, some special resources, a bunch of farms, and some quarries. So not too happy with the overall situation, but we work with what we have. And that's it. Probably going econ mode, since we don't want to attack into the commander that's coming up. We are pretty isolated aside from Babylon, so we could try to hunker down and play the tech game, although these are 2 tempo families, so I'm not sure this is the best course of action, but it's only going to get harder to fight into Babylon, as they will have good tech and their unique units are very strong. So with the rushing scholarship, crossbows are in consideration, but not against Babylon, since we need swords. At that point, Cadavract is the next stop. We do have our Phalangites to deal with any enemy horses, although they are quite weaker compared to pikemen, since they only have a 50% bonus here and less pierce, and are quite more expensive and longer to build. But we do have them available without taking down here, so it's fine. This is probably getting delayed. Usually I like to get tyranny before scholarship, but our unique unit is not doing that much for us, the tier 2 unique unit. So I'd rather go scholarship battle line in here, especially since we're not benefiting from monasticism very much. World religions are still far away. As of course, at any time one of our cities gets a cultural level, there's a chance we are offered a world religion spreading to us, and kind of do want to take those. We do have some decent growth cities to be building disciples to spreading the religion, but it's still a big investment. But anyway, that's enough talking for our current situation and plans. So see you in about 10 turns.